Welcome to the Culture Builder app. This video is to give you an overview of the app and just to orient you to where all the functionality is. So this is your home screen. When you bring up the app, this is where you will land. Of course, this is your vision. Your core values are here. Now, if you don't see all of your core values, you can swipe to the left and they will be all there on the left. So you can just swipe to the left to see all of those. Now, if you click on one of your values, that's going to take you to a value specific page. It's got some tools here. We'll discuss those in a subsequent video. But here's your value. There's your definition of it. There's your principles, and there are your standards, both athletic and non-athletic standards for your program. So that's behind each of your values is that. The next area here are your tools. Here's a number of team building exercises that are there available for you to use. There are team resources. So we always default it with mental health resources and suicide and crisis hotline prevention access tools there. But an example we put in here too is maybe you have medical contact and you want to put in that. Those are specific to your program. You can include that, and there may be a lot of different things you can use the team resources for. The next button is your accountability system. Like, how are we going to hold people accountable, not only players, but our coaches, to the standards of our program? Well, we'll have a correction process, and also as it continues to happen, what's the escalation process? So this is really just more for informational, so everyone's on the same page about what the accountability of our program is going to be. The app does have the ability to send messages. So coaches can send messages to players, to other coaches, to parents. They can blast out a general message, and it can be anything. It's just a messaging about culture. I've got an example here. And then the final tool on this bar is just for coaches. So this area is typical topics that you may face as a coach and need ideas on how to handle, whether it's injured players, selfish players, how do you balance your job and your personal responsibilities. So just by hitting the ask button, then you can get customized to your values ways to deal with those situations. All right. Just as an aside, if you're signed in as an athlete, that says just for athlete, and it has specific issues that athletes face. If it says just for parents, if they're logged in as a parent, it will have just issues for parents. And finally, the bottom of the app is what we call a culture roadmap. So you will engage in different culture activities based on the stage or the phase of your season, for, say, you can see that off season, preseason, in season, and postseason. So if we were to click on one of these areas, it says, hey, what do we need to focus on from a process perspective? What do we need to focus on from a connection perspective? Some reminders, some to-do lists, basically, and some other tips of how to do those things. So that lies beyond all of the different seasons that you go through in a season. So just on your home screen, that orients you to what the functionality is and how you may start to use it. We'll go into much more detail in subsequent videos on each one of these functionalities.